All right. Well, folks, I want to welcome you to the training tonight. All of you that are here, I'm excited for the third and final webinar for tonight. Blake couldn't be with us at all tonight because he is traveling in Japan and doing presentations. And so unfortunately, we don't have him helping us with the training, and so you're stuck with me. My training will not be exactly the same as his, but it will be the same concepts. I'm excited to share it with you because I have been, like I say, sharing this business and these products with people for almost 16 years now, and there have been a few things I've learned along the way. And the key to it is that there are some simple things that we need to do in order to keep things duplicating. The principle we need to understand is we need to understand that the key to our success is following a proven system. A system of helping other people with their physical and financial health. And that what we do is we teach other people to follow that same system. So exactly what we're doing is what we teach other people to do. And so it's important to understand that in order for that to work, everything you do has to be so simple that the next person can do it very easily as well. And that's what we call duplication. Okay, here's some examples of duplication. 1 finds 1 finds 1 through 6 levels, you'd have 6 people. If 2 found 2 found 2 through 6 levels, you'd have 12 people. Now, if it was simple enough that every person could find 2, okay, so you find 2, and each of them each find 2, and each of them each bring in 2, and each of them each bring in 2, then that would bring in over 100 people in those same 6 levels. So do you see the difference? Okay, if duplicating by 1, duplicating by 2, and then a full duplicating where everybody brings in 2. You see the increase in the numbers of people, but not the increase in the amount of work. Now, take that and say, well, what if you could bring in 3 and your system was simple enough that everybody could bring in 3? What if you could bring in 4 and your system was simple enough that everyone else could do the same? Look at how the numbers grow exponentially with just one more person. Okay, so each person is really not doing that much more work. They're going from 1 person to 2 people to 3 people to 4. And if your system is simple enough that you can bring in 4 and everyone else can bring in 4, in those same 6 levels you can get over 5,000 people. So the key to this is duplication. Duplication occurs when others see success by doing the exact same activities that you have done for them. In other words, they see what you do to introduce it to them, they turn around and do the exact same thing, and they see success in doing that. That is duplication. You know that duplication is working when people say, I could do that. Okay? When I'm giving a presentation, and I love this one, I was giving a presentation, someone said, all he's doing is reading what's on the slides. And I turned to him, I said, yeah, and I get paid very well to do that, okay? In other words, everything I do should be able to be done by the next person. This presentation I'm giving right now, you can give this presentation. All you have to do is read these slides. So here's the model. You bring in 4 people. We call them business partners. These are 4 people who do everything that you do. They come in, they get their CEO pack, they get on the auto ship. They're doing everything that you do as a business, okay? As soon as you bring in your 4 partners, your CEO pack and everything is paid for. In fact, you're making a profit in your business, okay? As soon as they bring in 4, now not only do you bring your initial costs are covered and you're making a profit, but now your monthly orders of product are paid for. So every product you're buying and consuming as a family are being paid for because of you found 4 who found 4. That means your business will never cost you anything. The samples you're sharing, the CDs you're sharing, the brochures you're sharing, everything is being paid for by your business. And that's just 20 people in your group. You found 4 and each of them found 4. Now, you go one level below that. Addition to covering all the costs in your business, your prospecting, your tools, your product, everything, now you're making an extra $1,000 a month on top of that. And I'm using conservative numbers here, okay? Now just ask yourself, what would an extra $1,000 a month mean to you? What could you do with your family if you had an extra $1,000 a month? That'd make a pretty nice car payment, wouldn't it? It'd take a pretty good chunk out of a house payment. $1,000 a month could truly change most people's lives. Now, look what happens if duplication goes down through the 4th level. Now you're making that $800 to $1,000 a week. Okay, not month, but a week. You're looking at $3,000 to $4,000 monthly. Now, what would happen? Okay, what could you do? I'm not saying you quit your job. You keep your job. Your job's paying your regular bills. What would you do with an extra $3,000 or $4,000 a month? That could really, really change things, couldn't it? Now you're talking about getting into a nicer house, driving nicer cars, going on vacation with the family. This is the kind of thing that truly starts to bring about a lifestyle. Now, again, how did we get there? You found 4 partners. Each of them found 4 partners. Each of them found 4 partners, and each of them found 4 partners. Now, is that going to happen automatically? No. That's the point I'm making here. It's only going to happen if everything you do is duplicatable. That's why I started out, that the key to this success is following a proven system that is duplicatable. One more level down, now you're making over $12,000 a month. And again, that's conservative. It's actually 15, okay? We throw real conservative numbers up here because the numbers are big enough as they are, so we go as conservative as possible in a worst case scenario. This is just through 5 levels. Our compensation plan pays through 8 levels, okay? So folks, this is just getting started. In fact, my partner and I have received that and far, far more. In fact, we've earned more on levels 6 and beyond than on the first previous levels, level 7 and beyond, than the previous 6 levels for over a decade now. Okay, so the truth of the matter is that this is just getting you started. And when you build an organization that duplicates through multiple levels, it can truly, truly change your life. All right, how do you get ready and how do you do this? Well, first you got to get your CEO pack and you got to set up your auto ship. Your auto ship needs to be over 100 points, and the reason for that is so you can get Quick Start. Quick Start pays you 30% off the first month of orders of any new person you bring in. So rather than making 8%, you make 30%. And that's almost 4 times as much, right? It's between 3 and 4 times the return. I've always felt like if you can make 3 and 4 times the money for the same amount of work, you might as well do it. Well, that's why we do auto ship. The other reason you do auto ship is because it saves you on your shipping. You don't have to pay shipping and handling on your products if they're on auto ship. So how do you get started? Get your CEO pack, get your auto ship set up, and register for a CEO training. Next CEO training is September 15th in Denver, Colorado. That way you have access to all the bonuses, you're qualified for free shipping, and you get the Quick Start. Now you're also going to need some business tools. Some of the things we're going to talk about tonight include CDs, Dead Doctors Don't Lie CDs. You're going to need some 90 for Life Essential Nutrients brochure. The 90 Essential Nutrients brochures. You're also going to want some of the Glidden CDs, Healing is Easy, okay? These are all tools you're going to use in sharing this message with people. But the big one is the Dead Doctors Don't Lie, and all those tools are available at yteamtools.com. Again, you'll see that on there, yteamtools.com. Now, you're also going to need those 90 for Life savings cards. You're going to need your business cards. These are your business cards on steroids because not only does it have your personal information on there, but it also, on the front of it, has the stuff to get the discount on the pharmacy. So rather than go pay the same price for business cards somewhere else, do the ones that have the 90 for Life savings on them. People won't throw your business cards away. All right? Okay, then also you're going to need to go to the watch Blake's Business Basics by Blake. Okay, and that's a 26-minute recording available at wallachonline.com under media content. Go to your CEO training. The next one's in Denver, as I mentioned, and register for the convention. We can't register yet. It's going to be next April in Baltimore, Maryland. Okay? All right. So here are the steps in sharing this message with people. Okay? First and foremost, we need to identify what it is people need or want. Everyone you talk to will have something they need or want. It could be a health concern, could be a financial concern, but it'll come out in the course of a conversation. And what you want to do is when you've identified that need, you want to present Youngevity in such a way that it's catered directly for that need. And we'll get to that second step in a second. Let's talk about identifying the need. The 90 for Life savings card can help you identify the need because it can be a conversation starter. You can ask them if they know anyone who uses prescriptions, or if I could show you a way to make money handing something out for free, would you be interested? Or do you know anyone who goes to the pharmacy? And that can be a conversation starter with that card. Okay? You need to learn to listen to people's needs and wants. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. By identifying the need, you're making sure that they are ready to receive your message, or as Blake says, being ready to play catch with you, okay? You don't want to just throw the message at them. You want to make sure they're ready to receive it, and you do that by finding out what it is they're interested in or concerned about. And when you've identified a need or a want or an interest or concern in that person, then you're going to go to step 2, and that is lending the Dead Doctors Don't Lie CD catered to that need, okay? What we want to do is we want to recognize that, again, everything we do has to be duplicated, okay? If I were to give them a big health lecture at that point, once I find out their need, and tell them all about Youngevity and all about the products and all that kind of thing, then in their mind, they might be convinced and they might even buy product. But they're never going to think that they could do what I just did, because they would have to know all the stuff that I knew, okay? So instead of me trying to be the expert, what I do is I lend the Dead Doctors Don't Lie CD and tell them that this CD will give them the information they need to do exactly what they want, okay? It is much quicker, easier, and more effective to bring someone to a restaurant than it is to try and be the restaurant, to do everything the restaurant does, to be the chef, to go cook the food yourself and do everything. Don't try to be the chef. Let Dr. Wallach be the chef. As Steve Schultz says, bring them to the museum. Just be a tour guide, right? Show them the museum. The CD will do it for you. The key is not how many CDs you share, but how many get listened to. So there's some art to doing this correctly. You want to tailor your message to exactly what it is they want or need. How do we do that? We do it with this phrase right here. Believe it or not, I work with a company that specializes in blank. Okay? So whatever it is they told you goes in that blank. If they told you that their back was hurting and they didn't sleep very well, you say, believe it or not, I work with a company that specializes in helping people get a better night's sleep. Or you're not going to believe this, but I work with a company that helps people fix their backs, get out of back pain. If they tell you that they don't know what they're going to do with their credit card bill, you say, you're not going to believe this, but I work with a company that specializes in helping people pay off their credit cards. If they tell you they don't know what they're going to do in order to pay for their daughter's wedding, you say, you're not going to believe this, I work with a company that specializes in helping people make money to pay for weddings. Okay? All of these are true, because that's exactly what we do. If they say, oh, my blood pressure is scaring me, I don't know if I'm going to be able to renew my CDL license, right? You say, believe it or not, I work with a company that helps people lower their blood pressure and get their health scores right so they can qualify for their CDL license. We do all those things. Whether it's health, whether it's financial, that's what we do. The next line is, in fact, I have a CD from the founder of the company. If I lend it to you, will you listen to it? Now, I don't know if you caught the magic in that. I have a CD from the founder of the company. If I lend it to you, will you listen to it? Okay? There's some key things to this phrase. If I lend it to you, will you listen to it? I don't give it to them. If I lend it to them, I increase the likelihood that they'll listen to it because they know that they have to give it back. And I generally give people 48 hours to listen to it. So I lend it to them and I say, hey, do you think you can listen to it in the next couple days? Because I've got someone else that needs to listen to it. Yeah, sure, I think I can. Okay, great. Today's Thursday. I'll pick it up from you on Saturday. Okay? You see how I did that? If I lend you the CD, will you listen to it? Yeah. Do you think you can listen to it in the next couple days? Because I got someone else that needs to hear it as well, but I want you to hear it first. Sure, I think I can. Okay, great. I'll pick it up from you on Saturday. There you go. You've just lent the CD, catered to their need, and you've created the urgency and the follow-up. They know when you're going to pick it up. That's the setting a time to pick it back up. Okay? Now, third step is you need to invite them to learn more. Where do they go for more information? Here's the 3-step process they need. 1, they need to listen to the CD. 2, they need to visit your website. And 3, they need to come to a presentation. Now, what's the presentation? The presentation is the webinar on Thursday nights, the Healthy Start or the Business Opportunity webinar, or both. Or it's a local meeting that's going on in your area, or you get your sponsor or somebody and you sit down with the person and you can put in the new 90 for Life DVD and they can watch the presentations, or you can do it through a PowerPoint, okay? But it's a presentation. We do the webinars on Thursday night for that very reason. You can tell them, hey, guess what? On Thursday nights, our company does webinars. They're one click on your computer at home. You can join it. I'll be there on my computer. We can chat back and forth. But they do one at 7:15 Mountain Time on the product, 8:15 on the business opportunity. Which one do you want to attend? Okay, and maybe they'll say, well, I'll attend both. Fantastic. There you go. Okay, so you're just presenting the opportunity. You're just presenting the opportunity for them to learn more. Here, I want to lend you my CD. I'll pick it up from you in 48 hours. Here's my business card, has my website on it. My business card, if you get the right cards, also has the webinar information. Okay, so here we do these webinars, and the business cards will print the times and everything based on your time zone. Okay, so you hand them the CD, you hand them your business card. It says 3 ways to learn more. 1, listen to my CD. 2, visit my website, and it lists your website on there. 3, come to a webinar. Okay, and all that is right there on your 90 for Life savings card. Again, we do this over and over and over again. I want you to understand you're following a system that can be duplicated by everyone. Because ask yourself, how many people can listen to the CD at the same time? Well, as many CDs that are out there. How many people can visit your website at the same time? As many people as are out there. How many people can attend the webinar at the same time? As many people as are out there. So there is no limitation to you or your group with those 3 steps. And that's how we get 4 people, get you finding 4, finding 4, finding 4, finding 4, and getting down to that 5,000 people just within the first 6 levels. One of the other reasons for having the presentation, that they need to attend a presentation, is that if you don't show them the Youngevity business and what we have with 90 for Life, they'll likely judge us on stuff they've seen elsewhere. They'll judge us on the other guys, and we're not like the other guys. We have things, we have aspects, we have benefits, we have products, we have a story, we have testimonials and results that nobody else has. And so they need to see us, they need to experience us, because we aren't the other guys. And so it's important you bring them to that presentation so they can be exposed to the whole story. So that presentation, again, can be the webinar, the in-home meeting, meeting with your upline, or using the DVD. Okay. Last but not least is everybody needs to continue their education. So you want to plug them in to conference calls, webinars, events, get their email address put in so they can get emails from the company. Take them to yteamtools.com. Show them where they can get CDs and books and DVDs and literature and all the things that they might need in order to continue to stay plugged in and educated. We do that through tools. Okay, it's not where you need to spend a lot of time sitting down with people. Instead, you want to always be giving them another CD to listen to. You always want to be lending them something to read, plugging them into something new for them to research, and inviting them to the next presentation, whether it's a local meeting, a webinar, Super Saturday, or a convention, or a CEO training. Here's some other websites. We mentioned the Y-Team tools to purchase those items. WallachOnline.com also has a lot of information on products, compensation plan, other media. And again, if people have health questions outside of the 4 categories that we trained on in the first webinar tonight, they can call Dr. Wallach. They can call into his radio show. There's the times and the phone numbers. He makes himself available for 2 hours, Monday through Friday, to answer questions. You don't have to be the health expert. You get them to listen to the CD, go to your website, and come to a presentation. Those of you who have been on these webinars, you know that we answer a lot of health questions in the process, especially on the first webinar. And so if your person you're talking to has questions, even if you might know the answer, you're going to be more successful if you will bring them to a webinar to get that answer. Why? Because then they'll know they can bring people to the webinar to get their answers. Okay? You want to use the tools. You want to plug them into the CD. You want to plug them into your website. You want to plug them into the webinars or the local meetings. That way they understand that system, and they can turn around and do exactly what you've done that same night. All right. I hope that has helped answer any questions and given you a little bit of a piece. Again, the identifying the need is a key thing when you're talking to people. Then lending the CD catered to that need and inviting them to learn more by going to your website and coming to a presentation. Okay. Any other questions that you might have, or any other topics that you want to talk about. This is an opportunity. We've got over 20 minutes here. If you want it, that I can help answer any questions, resolve any concerns, and help you through anything. Well, you guys are all very, very quiet tonight. Everything must be covered and everybody's doing great. Thanks, Josh. Thanks, Tommy. Pam's asking about her granddaughter. Is there any training for kids? Here's the deal. Pam, let me spend just a second on kids. The concept and the way they do it is exactly the same. In other words, they're going to use the very same tools and they're going to plug people into the very same thing. It's just that identifying the need is going to be different. With younger people, they're not going to be concerned about arthritis and diabetes and heart disease, right? Just like I wasn't when I was 26. With young people, their interest is going to be in wanting to get an iPod or to get the new phone that's out. They want to get that new Galaxy 5S or whatever 3S or whatever it is, Samsung Galaxy phone. Okay, they're going to want to get the new PlayStation or Xbox or whatever it is. That's the thing that they're interested in. As you get into teenagers, you're going to want to talk about wanting to get a car and getting qualified for that car bonus, okay? We have the easiest to achieve car bonus. So what it is your conversations are about what they're interested in. When they tell you what their interest, concern, need, or want is, then you say, believe it or not, I work with a company that helps people get new iPods. Or believe it or not, I work with a company that helps people get that new Samsung phone. I work with a company that helps people help their parents with their health. You're not going to believe this. I work with a company that helps people get a new car. You generate a sales group of $6,000 a month and you qualify for a new car. Okay, so you're going to use whatever it is they're interested in, but you're then going to drop right back down to the CD. And you're going to lend the CD and you say, you know what, this CD, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, has sold more health products than any CD that's ever been created. I want to share it with you. I want you to listen to it, and I want you to tell me afterwards if you don't think it's the greatest sales tool that's ever been created. So I want to lend it to you. I can only leave it with you for a couple days because I got someone else that needs to hear it. Do you think you can listen to it by Saturday? Perfect. Okay. Then and I give them also, here's my business card, okay? On the back of it, you'll see there's 3 things that people need to do to learn about us. 1, they need to listen to that CD, which I just lent you. 2, here's my website. Go there and you can learn about us, okay? And then 3, I want to get together with you on a webinar on Thursday nights. We do a product one, then we do a business opportunity, then we do a business training. Which of those 3, or all 3, do you want to get on with me? It's 1 click on your computer. We'll be on there together. We can chat back and forth. But I really, really want you to take a serious look at this. I think you'll be impressed. And I think you'll see after you listen to this and see this that this is an easy way for you to get your iPod or to get your new car or whatever it is, okay? So the business doesn't change. We are who we are. And the message of 90 for Life doesn't change. The products that you sample to someone who's younger might include energy drinks, they might include chocolate, they might include cosmetics, makeup, whatever it is that they're interested in. But 90 for Life is always part of that. And so the neat thing is that the system that we use, the CDs, the webinars, the CDs, the websites, and the webinars are still consistent for everyone because they need to be able to turn around and do the same thing. Okay, I'm going to go back here, and a few questions came up while I was chatting forever on that one. Sorry about that. Got someone to listen to the CD, go to my website, come to a webinar, but they still aren't sure. What's next? Okay, Louise. When somebody has listened to the CD, they have gone to the website and come to the webinar and still aren't making a decision, At that point, I generally ask them, I say, what is it that you still need in order to make a decision on longevity? Okay? What can I give you more? What do you need in order to make a decision? Think about it. If you go to buy a computer, or you go to buy a car, or you go to buy anything at the store, they'll give you the information and then they'll say, what else do you need in order to make a decision on this? Okay. Sometimes you just have to put them to the point and say, what more are you looking for? What more do you need? How can I help you? What information can I get you that will help you make a decision? Okay. And then you can plug them into any of the CDs and material that they might be looking for. No, don't have to be 18, just have to have a social security number. First words will be 90 for life. I like it. How do taxes work in this program? Well, Jake, this is a legitimate business like any other business, and so you have access to all of the tax deductions that any business owner would have. I'm not a tax specialist. I mean, I have a degree in accounting and a degree in law, but that's not what I'm not your tax consultant, and so I'm not going to take that role, but I will tell you that all of the deductions that are available to any business are available to you. And in fact, the deductions for home businesses are very, very lucrative. Just even if you don't make a profit, if you just attempt to make a profit, you can save yourselves about $5,000 in your taxes alone just by taking the minimal deductions of mileage and travel and different things like that. One of the neat things that I enjoy about this business is because I've included my family, many of my family vacations include a work trip and therefore are tax deductible. And there's some great things you can do that way. When we first built our house, we had an unfinished basement. I turned that into my office. I was able to write off the expense of building it out and so forth and so on, part of my mortgage and utilities. There's some rules that are involved in that. And I encourage you to to get with your tax specialist and find out what they are. They're not hard, but there's lots of tax deductions available to small businesses. A few of the 9, 10, 11-year-old associates that are having success. We've got some teenagers. We've got some younger than teenagers who are out there sharing 90 for Life savings cards, making money on the pharmacy cards, following it up and sharing CDs that are reaching ranks in the compensation plan and earning checks that many adults would be envious of. Okay, so you're right, Tommy. There are a number of young people who have latched onto this and are doing quite well at it, and I'm very, very proud of them. Thank you, Pam. Very kind. I wouldn't be opposed to doing a training for kids. I love working with kids. I have 7 of them, so I'm very accustomed to them. Um, and Louise, that's right. Getting him in front of Doc, he's the ultimate closer that way. Absolutely. Ella, I'm not familiar with that tax tip book. Okay. Great comments. Great questions. Anything more? I should tell you there is in our services in the FDI services with Youngevity, there is also a tax program that will actually help you keep track of your expenses and give you advice and training on where you can get deductions. So call into customer service and ask about that tax. I can't remember if it's tax tracker or something like that, expense tracker. But there is a program to help with that. Thank you, Louise. Yep. I've made the changes with the venues and the advertisers, but I now have to get it changed on the meeting locator. I found out about that today, and I scrambled to get the changes done before the venues were booked and things like that. So, anyway. Okay, well, if we don't have any other questions or comments tonight, I want to thank everybody for being on. It's been a great night. We had a conference call on the pollen burst, and then we've had 3 webinars, product, business opportunity, and business training. And I agree, Tommy, let's go fishing. That sounds wonderful. I think I'm actually going to go home and go to bed. But thanks, everybody, for being on, and please keep up the good work in getting the message out to people. And letting people know about 90 for Life and helping improve lives. I appreciate everything you do, and it is a great life with Youngevity. Take care, everybody. Have a great night. Bye now.